Well, good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe even good evening, depending on which part of the world you're joining us from. Coach Kevin Sparks here, and let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do is share my screen with you and share some things that'll be helpful today. First thing I'd like to point out, if you're new with us today, is that we have a Facebook group that coincides with our meetup group, and it has exactly the same name: Live Law of Attraction, Money, Wealth, and Success Training. And the way you can find us and join us is just log into your Facebook account, look for your search function, and type in Live Law of Attraction, Money, Wealth, and Success Training. You can find us that way. Another way you can find us is go directly to facebook.com/groups, that's plural, /money manifesting coach as one word. So that is facebook.com/groups is plural, /money manifesting coach as one word. And why would you want to join us? Well, each day that we have these Zoom trainings, we like to record them. And then typically within 24 to 48 hours, we get them posted into the group. For instance, here you go. There was yesterday. And you keep scrolling down and we've got more and more and more and more. So anyhow, it's a place where, let's say you're with us today for the first time and we talk about something that you really like, well, and you want to review it, you can come back in typically again 24, 48 hours. By being a member of the Facebook group, you can go ahead and re-watch the recording of the meeting. The other thing is, let's say that we're in a piece of material that we're studying and going through and taking apart and learning from, and it's something that we're going to go through for multiple days. Let's say you're with us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for some reason Thursday you can't make it, Friday you're back with us. Well, you can always get caught up on the Thursday that you missed. Okay, next thing I want to point out is we are going today to start into something new. We've already gone through a couple different, multiple things. And today, though, we're going to start a new book that we're going to go through and take apart and help you understand. And this book is called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And it was written by Joseph Murphy. Now, I went ahead and went into Google and typed in The Power of the Subconscious Mind PDF. And what popped up were multiple things. I found one I like, okay? So that's the one that we're going to go ahead and use, and you can go get yourself a copy for free. What you need to look for is, it's gonna probably say this, I think on your screen will be the same, but it'll say The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, then dash in the Logo Center, and then it'll say logocenter.org. Don't worry about that, okay? Downloads, the Power PDF. I'm not too concerned. When I went to it, here's what it did. It actually took me right into the book itself, okay? And then I just went ahead and downloaded the book. I'm gonna blow it up here a little bit so it's a little bigger on our screen here as we go through it, as I share my screen with you. But I just wanted to let you know where I found it so you can go get a copy of your own. And we are literally going to start today on page number 1. So we've gone through the science of getting rich and got the formula for manifesting money and wealth in our lives. We went through a book called Hidden Treasures, just finished up yesterday, which explained the 7 laws that govern attracting money and wealth in your life. And now we're going to learn about a component of ourselves that actually will determine whether or not we are successful at applying the law of attraction in our lives to actually manifest what we want. And that is our subconscious mind. And Joseph Murphy, he's no longer with us. This book was written quite a while back, but he is one of the foremost authority on how the subconscious mind works. And this particular classic book, he goes into great explanation in detail of how the subconscious mind works and how you're going to either use it for yourself or against yourself, depending on what's been programmed into it. So it's going to talk about how things got there. It's going to talk about what probably is there. And it's going to talk about how to change and reprogram yourself for the success that you want in life. Okay. So what we're going to do is hop in here. I'm going to share commentary where I feel it's appropriate and when I think it might help you understand a little better what Joseph Murphy is talking about. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to leave 10, 15 minutes at the end of today to have a discussion, to let you share what you want to share and ask whatever type of questions you would like to ask. So I just ask that you hold off till we get there, and then we will stop the screen share. We will come off of mute and have that discussion that we would like to have. Okay. Let me get a sip of water though, and we'll get rolling with this. Discover the powers of your subconscious mind to bring health, wealth, and happiness to your life. Win riches and prosperity. Free yourself from the negative attitudes that block your path to wealth. Master the 3 simple steps employed by successful business persons around the world. Regain former youthfulness and vigor. Find out why the mental and physical deterioration associated with aging is not natural and how you can retain your youth. Work regal miracles in the lives of others. Learn how to use mental transference to will health and vitality to a far-off loved one or friend in great need. Find new peace of mind. Discover how to use the spiritual law of communion to bring yourself in radiant union with your own personal higher power. One of the most powerful self-help guides ever written. How this book can work miracles in your life. I've seen miracles happen to men and women in all walks of life all over the world. Miracles will happen to you too when you begin using the magic power of your subconscious mind. This book is designed to teach you that your habitual thinking and imagery mold, fashion, and create your destiny. For as a person thinketh in his subconscious mind, so is he. Do you know the answers? Why is one person sad and another person happy? Why is one person joyous and prosperous and another person poor and miserable? Why is one person fearful and anxious and another full of faith and confidence? Why does one person have a beautiful, luxurious home while another person lives out a meager existence in a slum? Why is one person a great success and another person an abject failure? Why is one speaker outstanding and immensely popular and another mediocre and unpopular? Why is one person genius in her work or profession while another toils and moils all his life without doing or accomplishing anything worthwhile? Why is one person healed of so-called incurable disease and another isn't? Why is it so many good, kind, religious people suffer the tortures of the damned in their minds and bodies? Why is it many immoral and irreligious people succeed and prosper and enjoy radiant health? Why is one person happily married and another person very unhappy and frustrated? Is there an answer to these questions in the workings of your conscious and subconscious minds? There most certainly is. My reason for writing this book, what motivated me to write this book, was a deep desire to share with others the answers I've discovered to these and many similar questions. I've tried to explain the great fundamental truths of your mind in the simplest language possible. I believe that it is perfectly possible to explain the basic and fundamental laws of life of your mind in ordinary, everyday language. You will find that the language of this book is that you will find that the language of this book is that used in your daily papers and current periodicals, in your business offices, in your home, and in the daily workshop. I urge you to study this book and apply the techniques it outlines. As you do, I'm absolutely convinced that you will lay hold of a miracle working power that will lift you up from confusion, misery, melancholy, and failure. It will guide you to your true place, solve your difficulties, sever you from emotional and physical bondage, and place you on the road to royal freedom, or the royal road to freedom, happiness, and peace of mind. The miracle working power of your subconscious mind can heal you of your sickness, making you vital and strong again. In learning how to use your inner powers, you will open the prison door of fear and enter into a life described by Paul as the glorious liberty of the sons of God. Releasing the miracle working power. A personal healing will always be the most convincing evidence of our subconscious powers. Many years ago, I managed to cure myself of a malignancy. In medical terminology, it is called sarcoma, by using the healing power by subconscious mind, which created me and still maintains and governs all my vital functions. The technique I applied then is explained in detail in this book. I feel sure that it will help others to trust the same infinite healing presence lodged in the subconscious depths of all of us. Thanks to the kindly advice of an elderly doctor friend, I suddenly realized that it is natural to assume that the creative intelligence that made all my organs, fashioned my body, and started my heart can heal its own handiwork. The ancient proverb says, "The doctor dresses the wound and God heals it." No one or wonders happen when you pray effectively. Scientific prayer is the harmonious interaction of the conscious and subconscious levels of mind, scientifically directed toward a specific purpose. This book will teach you the scientific way to tap the realm of infinite power within you, enabling you to get what you really want in your life. You desire a happier, fuller, and richer life. Begin to use this miracle working power and smooth your way in daily affairs, solve business problems, and bring harmony in family relationships. Be sure that you read this book several times. The many chapters will show you how this wonderful power works and how you can draw out the hidden inspiration and wisdom that is within you. Learn the simple techniques of impressing the subconscious mind. Follow the new scientific way in tapping the infinite storehouse. Read this book carefully, earnestly, and lovingly. Prove to yourself the amazing way it can help you. It may be, and I believe it will be, the turning point of your life. Everybody prays. Do you know how to pray effectively? How long is it since you prayed as part of your everyday activities? In an emergency, in time of danger, or in trouble, in illness, and when death lurks, prayers pour forth. Just follow the daily news. There are reports that people all over the country are praying for a child stricken with a so-called incurable ailment, for peace among nations, for a group of miners trapped in a flooded mine. Later, we hear that when rescued, the miners say they prayed while waiting for rescue. Certainly, prayer is an ever-present help in time of trouble, but why should you wait for trouble to make prayer an integral and constructive part of your life? The dramatic answers to prayer make headlines and are the subject of testimonies to the effectiveness of prayer. But what of the many humble prayers of children? The simple thanksgiving of grace at the table daily. The faithful devotions wherein the individual seeks only communion with God. My work with people has led me to study the various approaches to prayer. I've experienced the power of prayer in my own life, and I have talked and worked with many others who have benefited greatly from the help of prayer. The problem usually is how to tell someone else how to pray. People who are in trouble have difficulty in thinking and acting reasonably. Their problems overwhelm them and block their ability to listen and understand. They need an easy formula to follow, an obviously workable pattern that is simple and specific. Unique feature of this book. The unique feature of this book is its down-to-earth practicality. Here you will find simple, usable techniques and formulas that you can easily apply in your everyday life. I've taught these simple processes to men and women all over the world. The special features of this book will appeal to you because they explain why you often get the opposite of what you prayed for. Thousands of times, people in all parts of the world have asked me, why is it I have prayed and got no answer? In this book, you will find the reasons for this common complaint, the explanation of the many ways of impressing the subconscious mind and getting the right answers make this an extraordinarily valuable book and an ever-present help in times of trouble. What do you believe? Contrary to what many people think, it is not the thing that is believed in that brings an answer to a person's prayer. Prayers are answered when the individual's subconscious mind responds to the mental picture or thought in his or her mind. This law of belief is the secret operating principle in all the religions of the world. It is the hidden reason for their psychological truth. The Buddhist, the Christian, the Muslim, and the Jew may all get answers to their prayers, in spite of the enormous differences among their stated beliefs. How can this be? The answer is that it is not because of the particular creed, religion, affiliation, ritual, ceremony, formula, liturgy, incantation, sacrifices, or offerings, but solely because of belief or mental acceptance and receptivity about that for which they pray. The law of life is the law of belief. Belief can be summed up briefly as a thought in your mind. As a person thinks, feels, and believes, so is the condition of his or her mind, body, and circumstances. A technique, a methodology based on an understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it will help you bring about a subconscious embodiment of all the good things of life. Essentially, answered prayer is the realization of your heart's desire. Desire is prayer. Everyone desires health, happiness, security, peace of mind, and true expression. But how many of us achieve all these goals? A university professor admitted to me recently, I know that if I change my mental pattern and redirect my emotional life, my heart condition will improve. I know that. The problem is, I do not have any technique, process, or modus operandi. My mind wanders back and forth on the many problems, and I feel frustrated, unhappy, and defeated. This professor had the desire for perfect health. What he needed was a knowledge of the way his mind worked. It was this that would enable him to fulfill his desire. By practicing the healing methods outlined in this book, he became whole and perfect. There is one mind common to all individuals. The miracle working powers of your subconscious mind existed before you and I were born, before any church or world existed. Great eternal truths and principles of life antedate all religions. It is with these thoughts in mind that I urge you in the following chapters to lay hold of this wonderful, magical, transforming power. It will bind up mental and physical wounds, proclaim liberty to the fear-ridden mind, and liberate you completely from the limitations of poverty, failure, misery, lack, and frustration. All you have to do is unite mentally and emotionally with the good you wish to embody. The creative powers of your subconscious will respond accordingly. Begin now, today. Let wonders happen in your life. Keep on keeping on until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. The treasure house within you. You have infinite riches within your reach. To gain them, all you have to do is open your mental eyes and behold the treasure house of infinity within you. There is a storehouse within you from which you can extract everything you need to live gloriously, joyously, and abundantly. Many people are done off to their own potential because they do not know about this storehouse of infinite intelligence and boundless love within themselves. Whatever you want, you can provide forth. A piece of iron will lift 12 times its own weight. But if you demagnetize the same piece of iron, it will not lift even a feather. Okay, let's think about this for a minute when it comes to our minds and the law of attraction with God in the universe. Magnetized with the right vibration, it's in harmony with what it is that we want to receive and manifest in life. A magnetized piece of iron will lift about 12 times its own weight. But if you demagnetize the same iron, you start worrying, fearing, doubting, and what? It will not lift even a feather. In the same way, two types of people. Those who are magnetized are full of confidence and faith. They are born to succeed and to win. Others, so many others, magnetized. They're full of fears and doubts. When an opportunity comes, they say, what if I might money. People will laugh at me. People of this sort will get very far. Their fear to go forward makes them stay where they are. You can become a magnetized person when you discover and put to use the master secret of the ages. The master secret of the ages. Suppose someone asked you to name the master secret of the ages. What would you answer? Atomic interplanetary travel? No, it's not any of these. What is the master secret? Find it. How can it be understood and put into action? The answer is extraordinarily simple. The secret is the marvelous miracle working power found in your own subconscious mind. This is the last place most people would look for it, but okay, repeated. You do not need to acquire this power. You already possess it, but you'll have to learn how to use it. You must understand it so you can apply it in all departments of your life. If you follow the simple techniques and processes explained in this book, you can gain the necessary knowledge and understanding. You can be inspired by a new light, and you can generate a new force that enables you to realize your hopes and make all your dreams come true. Decide now to make your life grander, greater, richer, and nobler than ever before. Within your subconscious depths lie infinite wisdom, infinite power, and infinite supply of all that is necessary. It is waiting there for you to give it development and expression. If you begin now to recognize these potentialities of your deeper mind, they will take form in the world without. Provided you are open-minded and receptive, the infinite intelligence within your subconscious mind can reveal to you everything you need to know at every moment of time and point of space. You can receive new thoughts and ideas, bring forth new inventions, make new discoveries, create new works of art. The infinite intelligence in your subconscious can give you access to the wonderful new kinds of knowledge. Let it reveal itself to you, and it will open the way to perfect expression and true place in your life. Through the wisdom of your subconscious mind, you can attract the ideal companion as well as the right business associate or partner. It can show you how to get all the money you need and give you the financial freedom to be, to do, and to go as your heart desires. It is your right to discover this inner world of thought, feeling, and power, of light, love, and beauty. Though invisible, its forces are mighty. Within your subconscious mind, you will find the solution for every problem and the cause for every effect. Once you learn to draw out these hidden powers, you come into actual possession of the power and wisdom necessary to move forward in abundance, security, joy, and dominion. I've seen the power of the subconscious lift people out of crippled states, making them whole, vital, and strong once more. Their minds made them free to go out into the world to experience happiness, health, and joyous expression. There is a miraculous curative force in your subconscious that can heal the troubled mind and the broken heart. It can open the prison door of the mind and liberate you. It can free you from all kinds of material and physical bondage. Necessity of a working basis. If you want to make progress in any field or endeavor, there is an essential first step. You must discover a working basis that is universal in its application. Before you can become skilled in the operation of your subconscious mind, you must understand its principles. Once that is achieved, you can practice its powers, knowing the results you will obtain or will certainly obtain. You can apply these powers for the definite, specific purposes and goals you want to accomplish. For many years, I followed the profession of a chemist. One of the first things I learned in my early training was that if you combine two atoms of hydrogen and one of oxygen, the product will be water. Not occasionally or most of the time, always. If you take one atom of oxygen and one atom of carbon and combine them, you'll produce carbon monoxide, a poisonous gas. But if you add another atom of oxygen, you'll get carbon dioxide, a gas that is harmless to animals and vital to plants. These facts are universal and unchangeable. They are what we call principles. The principles of chemistry, physics, and mathematics are no different in their workings from the principles of the subconscious mind. If you want to make use of chemical or physical forces, you must learn the principles of those fields. If you want to make use of the force of your subconscious mind, you must learn its principles. Take the generally accepted principle: water seeks its own level. This is a universal principle. It applies to water everywhere, at any time, and to all liquids that behave like water. The ancient Egyptians knew this principle. They used it to make the foundations of the Great Pyramids perfectly level. Today, engineers use it when planning everything from an irrigation system to a hydroelectric power station. Or take the principle: matter expands when heated. This is true anywhere, at any time, under all circumstances. If you heat a piece of steel, it will expand, whether the steel is found in China, England, India, or in an orbiting space station. Matter expands when heated. This is a universal truth. It is also a universal truth that whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space as condition, experience, and event. Your prayer is answered because your subconscious mind is principle. And by principle, I mean the way a thing works. For example, an important principle of electricity is that it works from a higher to a lower potential. You do not change the principle of electricity when you turn on a lamp or cook on an electric stove. No, you use the principle. By cooperating with nature, you can bring forth marvelous inventions and discoveries that bless humanity in countless ways. Your subconscious mind is principle. It works according to the law of belief. You must know what belief is, why it works, and how it works. Your Bible says in a simple, clear, and beautiful way, "Whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith." The law of your mind is the law of belief. This means to believe in the way your mind works, to believe in belief itself. The belief of your mind is the thought of your mind, just that and nothing else. All your experiences, events, conditions, and acts are produced by your subconscious mind in reaction to your thoughts. Remember, it is not the thing believed in, but the belief in your own mind that brings about the result. Stop accepting the false beliefs, opinions, superstitions, and fears that plague effectively for themselves and for others. Your prayer is answered according to the universal law of action and reaction. Thought is incipient action. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind that corresponds to the nature of your thought. Fill your mind with the concepts of harmony, health, peace, and goodwill, and wonders will happen in your life. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and pause there. And come off a screen share here and say hello to those of you who are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here with us today. Glad to have this time with you, and want to go ahead and give you the opportunity to share whatever you would like to share or ask whatever questions you would like to ask. So what would be appropriate to share? Well, based on what we just went over today, anything that came to mind for you. Maybe it was a reminder, Maybe you learned something, or maybe you have some questions. What else would be good to share? Anything in relationship to what we've gone over together in the past, and or share anything in relationship if you have intentionally decided you wanted something and you use the law of attraction to have that manifest successfully in your life. If you would share those stories, that would be awesome. Okay, what type of questions are appropriate? Well, anything in relationship, again, to what it is we just went over and studied, anything that we've gone over in the past, or anything in relationship to manifesting more money and wealth in your life. That would be appropriate to share. We're small in numbers, so you definitely don't have to worry about stepping on anybody's toes today. And what you do is just come off of mute and go ahead and share whatever you'd like to share, or ask whatever questions you would like to ask. Now is your time.
Hi, Kevin. It's Sunshine. How are you?
Terrific. How are you doing?
Amazing. Thanks for asking. I wanted to know because I have been noticing that when I go to do my visualization or when just during my days that I feel like my subconscious is fighting against me and fighting the change. Um, are there tips and tricks besides affirmations that will help your subconscious mind fall into where you want it to be, I guess, quickly?
So it's going to keep popping up until it accepts whatever your new idea is as normal for you.
Okay.
Bottom line, it's going to keep doing it. It may not feel as forceful as you get closer, and you fill that in more and more with more faith and belief in it. But that's it. It's actually designed to do that, because it doesn't want change for you, because your subconscious mind wants you to be. First thing it wants to do is keep you alive. Second thing it wants to do is keep you safe. And then the third thing it tends to do, is it, well, it doesn't tend to do it, does do it. It'll put things on autopilot for you once you impress it on the subconscious mind and it accepts it as normal for you. Then it takes over and actually helps you get what you want. So what you need to do is the opposite of what you've been doing most of your life. And you, when I say you, I mean anybody. Okay.
Mhm.
What I mean is, we're not used to taking those negative thoughts and shifting them to positive. We're not used to taking the negative self-talk that comes from the subconscious mind and speak back to ourselves that that's not true. I don't say, oh, that's not true. I mean, you could say that's not true, but what you do is you talk to yourself more positively, and your subconscious mind is going, hey, hold on. I'm the one trying to give this talk here. But talk to yourself, not speaking to your subconscious mind, but say your own name, talk to yourself and tell yourself how awesome you are. Tell yourself what power and ability you have. Tell yourself that your subconscious mind doesn't rule your life, but you do. And tell yourself that your subconscious mind, as you stay positive and you focus on what you want, absolutely 100% has to accept what you're impressing upon it. And it's just a matter of time before it accepts it and helps you. So, understanding that's the case, tell yourself these negatives, the negative self-talk that's coming at me is not true. It's just a story. It's a story made up by my subconscious mind at this point to try and get me to not change. However, I actually get to choose my thoughts and what gets to be impressed on my subconscious mind. So I'm going to choose those things that bring me what I want. The affirmations, the affirmation with emotion, with an actual vision of what you want, is very powerful. And doing it frequently, it's called, but you can't just do an affirmation. Like some people will like, I'll be really good for a day, or I'll be good for 2 days. If you were just
You cut out. I don't know if you can hear me, Kevin. Hmm.
Okay, let me repeat. I guess we lost me for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
If you went through the multiplication tables, I don't remember how long we did it when we were little kids, but I know we didn't spend a day on it, right? We didn't spend a full day on it, FYI. We weren't trying to cram the multiplication tables as little kids. What we did is we spent 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, something like that, daily for a period of weeks. And then eventually the subconscious mind, through spaced repetition, and by the way, emotion, not just the repetition of the words, but as a kid, your teacher probably and your colleagues around you made a game out of it, right? You maybe
Mm-hmm.
said you had little contests. You won candy or suckers, or you got to go to longer recess, or whatever it was you were doing as a kid, right? It was like, so it became a game and fun to learn it. Subconscious mind took in that positive, took in that repetition. And now when we say 3 times 9, everybody says 27. Not just because it's the answer, you say it because it comes to you because you mastered that. So what you want to do is remember how you learned certain things and how you mastered them, right? Tying the shoe too. Why does a kid eventually learn to tie their shoe? Well, partly because they want to. The other part is they probably have somebody there encouraging them. And even though the first time they get it tied, it looks pretty crappy usually, we're all excited as parents, right? Yay. You know, the funny thing is, I was talking about this the other day. We were in the car, and I never even realized this, but my son, my daughter recognized my son doesn't tie his shoes normally the way most people do. He ties his shoes by creating 2 little bows. Now, granted, that is a way to tie shoes, but the way that most people tie it is to make a bow. Then, I can't even almost say it because it's so automatic, right? But we tie our shoes. But he ties his shoes probably like some people in the world do, but most people don't tie their shoes the way my son does. He doesn't know how to tie his shoes any other way. And he's 22, just about to turn 23 years old. Why is that? Because he figured out how to get them tied, and he repeated it the same way over and over and over and over and over again. So it's the only way he knows how to do it. Same thing with tying a necktie. He knows one way, and I'm the same way. I've learned more than one way, but I did one way so many times that if I had to do it another way, I'd really have to think about it because of how I learned how to do it. So
Can't hear you.
if somebody's yelling at you, you suck, you're awful, you can never tie your shoe. If that's the way your mom or dad were treating you when you're learning to tie your shoe, you'd probably only have slip-ons today or Velcro, because you wouldn't have learned how to do it, or you would have had a traumatized experience where you eventually got it, but you're not that good at it. And now you hate your parents, right? Because it was a traumatizing thing, and your subconscious mind made tying the shoes a negative. Matter of fact, later on in life, you may never wear shoes again. You're like, I'm only going to wear because my parents were so mean to me. Again, that's the subconscious program. But the simplicity of the subconscious mind is it does positive affirmation and the positive reinforcement and the visualization, to where the subconscious mind backs off of the old belief and starts accepting the new belief. And the new belief, once it's completely accepted, the subconscious mind puts it on autopilot. That's why once you do succeed, it's going to make sure that you stay successful as long as you reprogrammed yourself. What happens though is a lot of people will have some initial success, but not programmed to a subconscious level yet, and wonder why they fall backwards sometime in the near future. maybe 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever. Well, because it didn't get programmed subconsciously to change what it is that you really wanted to change.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kevin.
You are welcome. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Well, I'm just going to bring this up. I'll be brief about it today. Starting the 15th of June, group coaching is going to double in price to $10,000. I wish every single person on here, Sunshine's already participating, but I wish every single person on this call would hire me as their coach, do it for the $5,000 and multiply your income by 3 to 10 times over the next 12 months, your monthly income. That's very likely what will happen. And I don't know why by now you wouldn't have figured out how to come up with 5,000 or 3,500 to put down and then, wait a couple months and then start making payments till you pay it. I don't know why, unless you're all making all the money that you want. You should let me help you. I want to help you. I care about you guys, gals, guys, right? I really, really do. I'm here doing what I'm doing because I know how my life changed and I know how that would change your life. And if you really have not been able to take your income in the last few years and triple to 10 times it, what are you waiting for? Seriously, what are you waiting? Well, I'm waiting to have the money so that I can. No, that's not how it works. You make the decision that you're going to get the help and you will find the way to do it too. It may not be comfortable at first. It rarely is. But the last person that just signed up a few days ago, they immediately, within a week, had something come into their life that made it more than easy enough to replenish the money they had spent. So I'm just saying to you guys and gals, you said you wanted to be rich. That's why you joined this group. If you are totally rich, that's awesome. Please share with us. Help us get richer. Don't be selfish that way. Tell us what you did. But if you're not, and it's not just about accumulation of things, but it's just about being able to live the life the way you want to live it, then do it. Do it. Email me and let's talk. Email me and leave me your phone number. It's coachkevinsparks@gmail.com. I don't think you can forget that. coachkevinsparks@gmail.com. What would your life, really think about that today? Even if it took 12 months to do it, if your income, for instance, was $4,000 a month and it turned into 12 grand a month 3 times within a year, it never went lower than that. And it only cost you 5 grand to get that done. Holy cow, you guys went to colleges, universities, trade schools for a lot more money than that and haven't had that kind of growth. What if it went from 4 grand a month and it went up to 10 times and you're at $40,000 a month at the end of 12 months? By the way, it doesn't have to take 12 months. It took only 2-3 months for me. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to do that. But why wouldn't you find the way to come up with the money to make that change in your life that fast? And to have the benefit of that going forward for the rest of your life. I really think everybody on here should figure out a way to participate in this next group with us and do it before it goes up to the $10,000. Because I promise you, you probably won't do it then. Not because it's not worth it. It's way more than worth it. But if you feel 5,000 is a huge obstacle, then you're definitely going to look at 10 as a bigger obstacle. Figure out how to come up with 3,500 down at least, and let's get rolling with it and utilize what you're learning so that you can grow into it. I really, really want to make that offer to you and give you that opportunity because I know you need it. I know you need it. And I know that you probably want it, but I know you're also probably scared. God and the universe will bless you for stepping out. And it'll be one of the best experiences you've ever had in your life. and it will pay you dividends for the rest of your life. So thank you for being here with us today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have an awesome day.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.